Hey, what's up? It's Joey Little, your social little man, here with another podcast and Facebook Live for Thursday, just right after the World Series. Everybody stay up late last night, except for my friends out there on the West Coast. But yeah, exciting. Which got me thinking, and something we kind of discussed yesterday in the podcast and the Facebook Live, which was opinions. We started talking a little bit political, just getting into political decisions or opinions. We're not going to get political today, but what we are going to talk about today is people are going to think you're an idiot. Using social media for your own personal, brand or whatever it is. There's a fine line between having an opinion and well, there is no fine line. Everybody has an opinion. I think the old saying is everybody opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one and they all stink. So, hey, what's up, Brian? Thanks for joining all the way from. Are you in Kansas City today, or are you out in Salt Lake? Brian, kind of making it back and forth. But we're going to talk about opinions today because my news feed all day today has been, of course, the Chicago Cubs. Last night, watching Twitter, just a barrage of back and forth with the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians because of the World Series. Recently, also, we have the election that's going on, and with election comes really hardcore opinions and people's passion when it comes to what they believe. Here's the thing about that, is that you can absolutely believe what you want to believe. Facebook, you're in Utah today, Salt Lake. What's up? Yeah, what's up, Brian? This is the first time I think Brian's logged in and said something, so yeah. Appreciate that. That's awesome. If you want to log into the Facebook Live or check that out too, if you're listening to the podcast right now or watching this on YouTube, you can always go to facebook.com/social little man. So back to opinions. Here's the thing. If you're trying to brand yourself online, if you're trying to make a statement of who you are online and trying to get customer base out of this, if you're trying to sell a good or trying to sell a service, there's a fine line that you need to walk when you have an opinion. Now, Tim Martell, great digital marketer in the industry that I'm in, very opinionated guy, has got on me so many times because I won't give my 2 cents about a certain topic, or usually it's political. And there's a reason behind that. Do I have opinions about, Democrats, Libertarians, Republicans, Green Party? Whatever? Absolutely, I do. I have my own passions that I pick and choose that I put online, such as with the World Series. I didn't have a dog in the fight. And no dog in the fight. I didn't really care who was going to win last night. I had no care who was going to win the World Series last night. Now, if it would have been the Yankees playing, the Cubs, absolutely. I'm going against the Yankees every single time. But there's passions out there. I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, and I will talk smack until the day I die when it comes to my Boston Red Sox. It's how it is. Can that cost me customers online? Absolutely. Can that cost me people that are going to look out for my services or maybe even my software that I represent online? Absolutely. And here's the thing. You can be opinionated. You can think that your opinion is the best in the world, which probably to yourself it should be. But people are going to think you're an idiot. It doesn't matter what side of the line you're on. You're going to be an idiot. If you're a Hillary supporter, you're an idiot when it comes to all the Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter, of course, you're an idiot when it comes to everybody else that's on the Hillary side or a Green Party or whatever it is. It's about your opinion. So when it comes to marketing yourself online, when it comes to having a personal brand online, you have to be very careful on the line that you walk, that you just can't offend anybody. Now, pick a few things that you're into that are kind of harmless. I mean, sports talk is relatively harmless unless you're part of the whole old school KU Mizzou. If you're not from the area of Kansas City and know the different or the rivalry between Kansas and Missouri, you absolutely walk a weird line there. And I know there's other rivalries that are out there that could lose. Oklahoma, Texas, Yankees, Red Sox. That can lose you customers. That can lose you people that are going to want your goods or services because of the opinion that you put online. Now, if you're passionate about it and you want to be hardcore passionate about it, you can do it, but you can't do two things at the same time. The thing is that all your customers matter to you. All your Roll Tide. I'm not going to say War Eagle. No War Eagles around here. But there's another one, Alabama, Auburn. I will tell you that I've seen so many opinions online. And this is the first time in a World Series that I haven't seen hardcore smack talk. The only negative thing I've seen about the World Series this year is the guy that was sitting behind the for the Kansas City Royals when they won the World Series, and the San Francisco Giants when they won the World Series before that. The guy wearing the Marlins orange jersey goes to, they call him Marlins Man. He was very negative. That's the only negative I've seen online. He was talking about how he went to Cleveland and went to a game, and he felt very, very unsecure, and he felt unsafe there. And that's the only negative thing I've seen about Cleveland or with the Cubs this year. And it's been all in fun. Yeah, Marlins Man. But what it comes down to is if you are trying to use social media for personal branding, to get your name out there because of the goods and services that you provide, that you sell, whether you sell for a company, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you sell home-based products, you are going to alienate a customer base every single time that you have an opinion. Every single time. The more deep, passionate opinions that are out there, the more customer base that you're going to completely alienate. So what I ask you, and what I say to you, and Brad says, it's crazy in our lifetime we've seen the Red Sox and the Cubs win a World Series. 3 Red Sox World Series. I just want to remind everybody, 04, 07, 13. Because I call Kendall Billman just logged in a little while ago. I just want to remind him, 04, 07, 13. So if you decide to be passionate, if you decide that you want to get the word out or let people know how you feel, especially in this political season, I guarantee you, whatever side of the aisle you've been on with your political posts, with your political rants, with your articles, you have absolutely alienated customers from wanting to do business with you. You have done this. Now, if that's your passion, then leave that as your passion, but don't expect to personally brand yourself. Now, will you get more customers on that side of the aisle or whatever side you're sitting on? We're sitting on a political thing here. Maybe. Absolutely. Maybe. You might. But why would you want to alienate a whole section of customers that you can get? I saw that Kenny just jumped in. Kenny is amazing at personal branding when it comes to selling cars. He's in my top 3 of best personal branding when it comes to selling cars, being a car salesman, being an automotive specialist. I've never once, not once, seen Kenny comment on any kind of election thing. I've never seen him be controversial online when it comes to anything, when it comes to, and we kind of gather all of this into one kind of bubble when we talk about election season, First Amendment, abortion, all that kind of stuff. If you're passionate about it, you're passionate about it. But sometimes maybe we should just shut up. Maybe online is not the best place. Unless I know some very, very hardcore, very religious people that are very, very passionate about the abortion stance, and they don't care. They could care less if they're going to sell a car or sell a service or sell anything to somebody who is pro-choice. So can you open a discussion on your business page and keep your personal page to your own opinions? Can you open a discussion on your, yeah, but nobody's going to see it on your business page. Nobody's going to see it unless you've already built a really good, my thing is why? What do you think you're going to accomplish? Do you think you're going to sway somebody? Do you want somebody to know how passionate you are about something? Because no matter what you say online, going back to the title of this video, somebody is going to think you're an idiot. I will tell you right now, and I bring his name up every once in a while, and I'll bring up even more. Look at Grant Cardone, Mr. 10X, right? He did a Facebook Live video last night from Cleveland at the World Series game, wearing a Cleveland's jersey, shirt, whatever. He possibly could have alienated Cubs fans that were thinking about getting him his services, thinking about whatever he's going to do or whatever he sells. It's possible. So does it mean that you can't have an opinion online? Absolutely not. It does not mean that. You just have to understand that there's consequences that comes to whatever opinion you're going to. If it's just a slight, if it's just a slight opinion, I mean, a tiny one that you don't even think it matters, you have to remember that it will possibly, most definitely, affect, and you'll never know the bottom line on the back end. You'll never know that you lost those sales. It comes back to the whole, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. There have been things that I've probably said online through a Facebook Live or through an article that I've written or a video that's not live that has absolutely affected how somebody looks at me or how somebody judges me. And I don't know it. I have no idea. It's like somebody who has bad advertising. They have no idea that the dollar spent per dollar they spent only got them $10 when actually they could have got 15 if they would have just changed one little thing in their pitch or in their marketing or in the message that they're doing. So I see all of this happening online. Now what's going to happen from here? This election definitely has adjusted sales for a lot of people. Absolutely. A lot of people have adjusted sales because of what they're seeing online, people that are talking about what their passions are. You have to make a decision. And this is not about, and I know so many people out there, not as many as it was in the past, My boss is watching, by the way, Mike DeLay. There's so many people, and Mike's been on this with me before. Mike is my mentor when it comes to the messages that I put out there. Is that if you take a stance, if you use social media to get your point across on a passionate note, you cannot use it for 100% effectability on personal branding and selling. It just doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. People have built a Facebook personal profile, and then they've used a separate email and created a business profile. Not a page, but a business profile. This is ineffective. Nobody gives a crap about your business profile. People are going to buy from you. They want to know who you are. It's your job to have that filter, to have that, whatever you call it, faucet, whether you're going to turn it on full blast or where you're just going to give them a little bit of trickle of what your personal life is about and what you're into. Most people that know me in this business know that I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. This just comes across like that. I can tell you right now that judging by my posts online, there's no way you can tell who I'm voting for. There's no way that you can tell if I'm voting for Hillary. There's no way if you can tell I'm voting for Trump, Johnson, Jill Green, whatever her name is, Jill Stein. No clue. None. There's nothing online that gives you my stance on abortion. There's nothing online that gives me a stance on the Second Amendment. How am I DTM? Mike DeLay coming in, my CEO, my mentor, coming in with the big DTM. That means dead to me. I don't know what I did, but I did something that he thinks I'm an idiot. See, any opinion that I put online is going to affect how people think of you. Sean Long says, I care what people think, and no person who is crazy enough to change the world ever. The thing is, keep your opinions flowing. Try to change the world with your opinion. Oh, the Red Sox. I see. He gives me heck about this. We're in this Red Sox and the Royals. What do they have in common? They were both watching the World Series on TV this year. Jonathan Dawson comes in and says, I advise salespeople to consider the social presence similar to owning a radio station, newspaper, direct mail, and TV station. What would you want your dealer to run an ad alienating your potential clients? Exactly. And dealerships and companies have this problem with employees that they have as well. They have employees and they're so scared of what employees are going to put out there online, what they're going to say, how they're going to represent the company. And it just really comes down to opinions. You can't filter your employees, but you can educate them. And this absolutely starts from the top. It starts from the top. Because I guarantee you, besides Eric Greitens, who's running for governor of Missouri, which is where I'm at right now, I live in Kansas, I can tell you that my CEO, nothing political online. We love Eric Greitens, the former Navy SEAL, et cetera, et cetera. So the management team that I work with is online. You're not going to see, but you will see if you get online, hardcore opinions. It does affect what's going on. I see my signal is getting weak, so I'm going to jump out of here. I appreciate. Just remember this: if you got to write it down, do not post. Excuse me. I'm not sure who you're going to vote. I'm sure you're not going to vote for Trump. The examples he showed how to act. Not sure what that says. I have a general manager most of my staff on Facebook, so I know how to keep it professional at all times. It's not about keeping it professional. It's just about keeping it unopinionated. You can give your opinion on your goods and services. Absolutely. You can put them up against anybody else. Like, I will straight up come up and say the software that AutoAlert has, there's nobody else in our industry that does anything that we do. None. Some may say they do it, but there's nobody that does it. There's nobody that does what we do. Is that controversial? No, it's true. It's not, and it's my opinion, and it's my hardcore opinion about what we do. Jonathan Dawson, if you're going to polarize your audience, you better have a massive audience you're afforded. And I'm glad you got into this, because that is absolutely true. A third give a crap of what you say, a third don't give a crap of what you say, and a third just don't really care about you at all. That's how your friends on Facebook pretty much are. So I appreciate all you tuning into the Facebook Live. Remember, if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to facebook.com/Social Little Man. Don't like my page. I think I'm just going to get rid of the business page because it's not needed. It's not there. I just have it there for reviews, but who really wants to review me? So appreciate everybody, all the stars, all the thumbs up, all the hearts. Have a great day, all right? And keep smiling.